Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 53 of my Forex trading journey. This is Jordan Rosario, and on today's call, what I'd like to go ahead and do is, well, we're going to go ahead and trade. We do have a sell opportunity coming up for UK oil here within the next 4.5 minutes. Just need to wait for that 30-minute candle to close right there. So I'm going to go ahead and pay special attention to that particular pair today. Gold versus euro, got nothing there. US oil got nothing there. Platinum, we've got nothing there. Again, UK oil, we're just waiting for that opportunity specifically. And then XRP, nothing there. Silver, nothing there. Doge, nothing there. Cardano, nothing there. Dash, nothing there. LTC, nothing there. Gold, nothing there. And UK oil, again, we're still waiting for that opportunity. But in the meantime, what we also need to do, because it is the next trading week, I need to go ahead and add a new pair to our list of pairs that we're already trading on. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get that taken care of. All right, everybody. While I go ahead and I get the pairs set up, our next pair set up, we're still waiting on some of the other things to get loaded on here. I am going to go ahead and take a sell opportunity right now on UK oil. So we're into our first trade of the day. So we got UK oil going right there. And again, I could definitely see why if we look a little bit more closely, I could see that we have been in a very nice downtrend right here, moving forward. And right now we are coming across a lower high at the moment. So with that being said, and we also, I also do want to mention, we also have a resistance right here where I know if we break this particular resistance point right here, so let me grab my horizontal line tool right here. If we break this resistance point right here, this is where we would likely get out of the trade. Now, of course, I'm not thinking about getting out of the trade with the loss, mind you. I'm thinking about getting out of here with a win, but that would be the idea in case we have to go that particular route right there. But we are getting into a sell trade with UK oil at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and allow that particular trade to play out. Now, I do believe, yes, okay. So now we have our next up platform here going. So let me go ahead and get that set up for everybody. All right, perfect. And all right, and now I'm going to go ahead and take some time to work on getting this bad boy set up. Okay, perfect. Now that we've got our platform set up right here, let's go ahead and let's take a look to see what pair or what instrument we will go ahead and trade on with this particular pair. So I still want to do a crypto. We've done Cardano. That's already there. We've done Dash USD. We've done Doge USD. We've done Litecoin USD, LTC USD. We have XRP USD. Do we have SOL USD? Do we have Solana? I don't think so. You know what? I'm gonna do Omega. I'm gonna do OMG USD. Oh my god. We're gonna do Oh my god USD. All right, beautiful. All right, and here is our pair ready to go. So let's go ahead and let's get this bad boy set up right here. A lot of stuff going on. Give me 1 second. All right. Beautiful. And then we will get you going. Move that down a little bit. Okay, beautiful. All right, so here's our new pair. So now we've got OMG USD set up. And again, just to recap, we don't have any opportunities there for OMG just yet. We have gold versus euro, nothing there. US oil, nothing there. Platinum. Oh, we do have a candle. We do have a down arrow. We have a sell arrow pointing down for platinum. So we're going to go ahead and pay close attention to that. So let me move that there so we can take advantage of that. All right. We got nothing on silver, nothing on Doge, nothing on Cardano, nothing on Dash, nothing on LTC, nothing on gold versus USD, platinum, that'll happen. That next opportunity will happen in the next 20 minutes. And then again, we are currently in UK oil at this time. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's transition over to what we have been talking about, The Miracle Morning by Hal Chase, my third book in my series that I have been reading. And we've been talking about visualization, right? So again, to recap, we've done in the Savers method that we have been describing that is going to help us produce a tremendous start to our morning, as the first hour is, if we want to talk about a boat, or if we want to talk about the car, the first hour is comparable, I should say, to the first hour of your day, where we would essentially take that hour and it'll catapult us, or it'll transition us into the type of day that we desire for ourselves in order to move forward to the next level. So we have S, which is for silence, A, which is for affirmations, V, which is for visualizations, and we talked about a few steps on how to create those particular. Excuse me. We talked about how to create those particular visualizations. So we talked about getting ready, visualizing what we really want, and it's important to make sure we get ready, because we don't want to do this in any particular state. We have to do this in the right state, what I like to call the peak state of mind, in order to make sure we get the best results possible when it comes to visualizing what we truly want in life. And also, we talked about visualizing what we really want. So, really thinking about, because yes, it's nice to journal and produce the affirmations, which will transition the thoughts. But that next step for me, after we have those thoughts, is we want to make sure that we also have those feelings that are going to allow us to, move forward. And, I'm not getting, into my own personal story a little bit. I do, as much as I don't like to pay attention to the news, it does not, it's very difficult for me to hear or read about what's going on in, specifically what's going on with us, in terms of the people, how us people are managing through inflation. And then, I think about what's going on in, other countries around the world, namely Britain. I know this is a little bit more recent, China, and say what you will about these governments. This isn't my, again, we're not here for, the government. We're not here for politics. I'm just here for the people, us as people, right? And I even say this in terms of what's going on with Russia. Yes, a lot of people are going at Russia because of what's going on, and well deservingly so, at Ukraine, and the Ukraine war, and how that it was all unnecessary. But if we really think about it, I'm more focused on how the people are doing over there, how the people who didn't ask for this war, the UK people who didn't ask for inflation or for the pound to drop considerably, the the Chinese people who didn't ask for their real estate to collapse on, or getting to that point where it's collapsing. We didn't ask, or these people didn't ask for all this stuff to happen. Now, again, you can say whatever you want about the government. I'm not here to talk about that, nor will I ever talk about that. That's not what this show is about. But for me, those people right there, when I heard about those news, it puts you in a position where it's like, wow, like there's some, and Sri Lanka, all those people over there who don't really have an economy and are just getting in their, what I like to call their excuse me, they're in a state where it's bad over there. I was reading this, I was watching this video about them, doing a riot at the president's mansion after he evacuated over to a different different country. It's like, well, even though they did that and they had that, what I like to call temporary, uh, what I like to call temporary win. It's like, what's going to happen next? And I think, and I feel a lot of people are just asking themselves what's happening next. And it brought me a little bit more closer to my mission, and it did put me in my feelings, because no, I do expect a lot from myself. And listen, if I need to be transparent, when I make my 10, 11, 12 counting figures, because I am a world changing emperor, because I am a global network, because I am a master investor, because I'm the foundation of a Fortune 500 company, I have to say to myself, do I truly, 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 really need any of this money? And what I mean by that is, do I need to have 10, 11, 12 counting figures in my bank account just sitting there? No, I was reminded of this by the great Grant Cardone. I actually attended a couple of workshops with him over the weekend, one about real estate, which will be another thing that I'll be looking into. But again, not the main point. We're talking about the financial market, the Forex financial market. Excuse me, the Forex financial market. And of course, that's the main concern. And we're also talking about the the fact that we can take advantage of the $6.6 trillion a day market. But the reason I even bring up Grant Cardone is because, well, there was this quote that I read in the second workshop, which was the business plan workshop, how to 10x your results. And I remember this quote as, money is useless until it is being used. So when I accrue 10, 11, 12 counting figures, it doesn't make much sense to just keep it in a bank, because at that point it would be useless. And I think about all the people don't even have a 1, 2, 3 figures, let alone the 10, 11, 12 counting figures part. I've been there before. It's terrible. And so, it puts everything into perspective, when I think about it like that. So, that's me understanding not only just the thoughts, right, but now the feelings are coming up. And by those feelings, this will allow me then to work on the next part, which I'm sure we'll talk about more, is that capability part, and then results, and then the action, then the results will come. So it's all relative in terms of, understanding that visualizing what you really want is helpful, because it gives you a clearer picture, a clarity on the purpose of how come we're doing this, whether we're successful or whether we're not successful. There's always a mission, there's always a reason, there's always a drive to keep us going, based on what we're visually seeing and what we're visually expecting from ourselves. So now we turn to step 3 of this process. It's the last step of the visualization process, and that is to visualize who you need to be and what you need to do. Once you've created a clear mental picture of what you want, begin to visualize yourself living in total alignment with the person you need to be to achieve your vision. So it's like this, right? When we think about it, we understand that in order to live out the life that we truly desire, there is a person we need to become that we're not necessarily the person that we are right now. What I mean by that is, 2 years ago, before I started this particular journey, I was a completely different person. For me, one of the things I had to work on was patience, not being a person who was not necessarily, and give me just one moment, everybody. All right, everybody. So when we talk about the person that we're wanting to become, right? So we need to understand that, I was going back to 2 years ago, I was impatient. I didn't necessarily understand the concept of not seeking instant gratification, because it's so easy, especially now in this world where, we put in and granted, right? I'm not going to count my level of work compared to others, but I know what it's going to take in order for me to achieve the things that I want in this world is not only going to take hard work, but it's also going to I need to seek out the tools and the vehicle in order to be able to see those numbers that I claim for myself. Like, for example, if I am claiming that I'm a 10, 11, 12 counting figure earner, then the idea is that I desired a vehicle that was going to take me there the quickest way possible. And 2 years ago, I did not have that. I didn't visualize that for myself. I didn't see that there was a vehicle that was out there until Forex came along. And again, I want to remind everybody, this is a $6.6 trillion a day market. And so it is most definitely feasible to get to a point where 10, 11, 12 counting figures is indeed possible. And so once I understood that, and once I took this particular journey back in November 1st of 2020, the idea was then, okay, I'm here. I realized that I was seeking instant wins. I didn't know what I was doing in the market. So for me, it would have been rather impossible to really think about getting all those 10, 11, 12 counting figures, those instant wins, without going through the process. Again, this has been a 2-year journey until I was comfortable enough where on September 6th, I was able to go ahead and start this particular podcast, start recording myself, start recording the journey of me taking my trades, learning from my trades, ultimately becoming a better trader, and at the same time becoming a coach and a podcaster, which are some of my other passions that I'm looking forward to. And again, while coaching and podcasting is a passion, I knew that at the end of the day, the way that I was going to really get to financial success is the Forex market. However, I could still go ahead and bring my passions along with me, mind you. So those are the ways that you want to think as far as what you need to be and what you need to do in order to get to the path that you're seeking, in order to walk down that path where you become the person that you desire for yourself. See yourself engaged in the positive actions you'll need to do each day, and make sure you see yourself enjoying the process, right? So again, this is day 53 of this journey. I knew that this was going to be at what we were going to get here. However, my brain, my vision could not comprehend what was going to take place within these last couple of months. And I'm very grateful to be right here. I'm very grateful to do day 53. And while I already had that in my vision that we were going to be here on day 1 of this journey, to actually now step into the shoes, walk to the path, and then become at this particular point, again, there's a different perspective from visualizing it to actually doing it. Visualizing yourself doing this process each and every day is indeed going to help you along the way on this journey. Excuse me. Visualize your coworkers, customers, families, friends, and spouse responding to your positive demeanor and optimistic outlook. I do consider myself a eternal optimist. I do consider myself a half glass full kind of guy. Or, rather, I'd like to see myself a half full glass full kind of guy. However, that's another story for another day. But the idea is, I do consider myself positive, and I do have a perception out there that people also do think that I am positive as well. And again, I'm not here to dictate what looks positive, what doesn't look positive. That's not for right now. But the idea is, or the main point that I'm getting across is, at the end of the day, I know what it takes for me to be happy. I always make sure that, my state of mind comes first before anything else is going to come in the external. What I mean by that is, if I feel, right, there's a difference between I'll be happy when I get all this stuff. And by the way, stuff does not make you happy. It's the person that you become that makes you happy. So instead of me saying, oh, I'll be happy when I get all this stuff, how about I choose to be happy anyway, and then the stuff comes to me later. And later can be relative or irrelative, depending on how you see time. Now, I see time as infinitely greater than money. However, I do understand that I know I need to be patient on this journey, and I know that it's going to take time to get to the things that I want. But at the end of the day, I'm willing to go through no matter how long it takes, because again, there is a bigger purpose to me achieving this than just myself, and the tremendous amount of impact that I can give to my family, my friends, my community, my network, my circle, the world, and everything else that's beyond that, right? And so here are my final thoughts on visualization. In addition to reading your affirmations every morning, doing this simple visualization process every day will turbocharge the reprogramming of your subconscious mind for success. You will begin to live in alignment with your ideal vision and make it a reality, right? Because it is, I don't want to say difficult, but it will be a lot harder, a lot more complex to do all of these things, to have all of these thoughts, and to have the noise not overtake you unless you get into silence, unless you journal. That's what I do. Journal, write down my affirmations. And unless you visualize yourself achieving the things that you want and making that impact that you promise for yourself. Visualizing your goals and dreams is believed by some experts to attract your visions into life, right? Because again, that brings a feeling of doing all these great things. And once that feeling is stuck inside you, because we all have root programming that conditions us, right? I remember when I was a kid, I fed myself some really crappy, awful programming that made me feel a lot less about myself, that I was, for lack of a better word, depressed. Now, it was easy for me to hide it because, well, I was, I made myself happy-go-lucky. I really didn't want anyone to see what I was going through, right? Putting on a mask. I was very good at doing that. And nowadays, especially after that really rough period during COVID, where I was probably not necessarily the worst state of depression, there have been others, trust me. And I'm sure I'll get more into those when I feel comfortable and when there is a time and place to do it. However, I know that as far as being the half glass full glass full kind of guy, or eternal optimist, that wasn't me at the beginning. Not even close. And so it is a process. However, once you determine that that is your process, once you choose to make that your process. By the way, we're going to get into a sell trade with Platinum right here. So let me go ahead and let's just do that. But the main point I want to, right, is once you are able, and again, I just seen nothing on gold, nothing on LTC, nothing on Dash, nothing on Cardano, nothing on Doge, nothing on silver, nothing on US oil, nothing on gold versus euro, nothing on OMG USD, nothing on XRP USD. So the idea being that this is a step-by-step process, right? Kaizen, one step at a time, one day at a time, one trade at a time, one step at a time. But it is true. It's not going to be an overnight just like that. During my time in this journey, there have been points where I've thought about the past, I've thought about what I've lost, and I got myself into those ruts, and it was very difficult for me at times to get out of those ruts. But I say, with silence, with affirmation, with visualizations, and just doing and forcing myself to do that on a daily basis, even if I wasn't at my best self, allowed me then to continue on the path that I'm walking on right now. And if you truly have a high sense of standard, a high sense of self-worth for yourself, then you will certainly understand how important it is to keep to those practices day by day, even if you really don't want to. When you visualize what you want, you stir up emotions that lift your spirits and pull up towards your vision. Again, I know what it's like to not be at a point where it was all sunshine and rainbows in my life, right? But it was the bigger picture. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get into a buy right here. So we took a little bit of a loss on UK oil right there. The sell arrow did disappear, but that's perfect. We'll wait for the next opportunity on UK oil. So right now, we will go ahead and we'll just focus on platinum. In the meantime, the sell arrow did move over to the next candle. So we're going to go ahead and allow ourselves to see what happens at that particular point. So when you visualize what you want, again, you stir up emotions, lift your spirits, pull up towards your vision. And the more vividly you see what you want, and the more intensely you allow yourself to experience now the feelings you will feel once you've achieved your goal, the more you make the possibility of achieving it feel real. So that was a lot. So let's break that down, right? Let's break that into more of a simplistic terms. That's what I'll call it. The idea is that, whenever I think about who I've impacted, whenever I think about the lives I touch, because I didn't give up on myself, because I kept going even when it was super dang easy and super simple to say, you know what, stop this nonsense and let's go back to mediocrity. Yes, it's very easy to do that. And it's not to say that I haven't thought of, I don't think about that. Those thoughts do come in, but I have to realize that they're there. I have to recognize they're there. Those thoughts are there, and they're not going away. They'll never go away. You'll always have a yin and a yang. That's just how life works. And what we do from that point is we take those thoughts. They're like a millimeter apart. I remember Dean Graziosi taught me this. He even felt this at my age, 27, right? Where it's like a millimeter apart. You got one side of your brain saying, "Oh, Jordan, you can't do this. What are you doing? Stop this nonsense. Go back to mediocrity." You got the other side of your brain saying, "Hey, Jordan, you got this. Do you understand what you're doing? Do you understand that by continuing to go on this journey, even if this is the most difficult part of your journey, you know how many people you're impacting on a daily basis? Do you know how you change the world by doing this?" And again, believe me when I say I'm not trying to get egotistical. I'm just outlining for you the process that goes in my head at this very moment, where there is a part of me that says, stop this nonsense. There's a part of me that says, keep on going, because you got this. And I listen to the part that says, keep on going, because I know the more I think about what I'm able to do for my family, friends, community, the circle, the world, when I achieve what I set out to achieve, oh, man, when you get those feelings, and you get kind of choked up because you really see that vision for yourself, and and you get, again, I could describe those feelings, I can lay them out in detail, and I could even tell you what I feel, but I'm telling you, it's one thing for me to describe it and tell it like a story. But it's another thing when you actually do step into that feeling, when you step into that visualization, you see what your mind tells you what you're about to do, and it's like, damn. And when you get that moment, I promise you, no critic, no doubt, no negative self-talk is going to stop you from achieving your dreams. So understand that we will continue this Forex trading journey together, my friends, until we get to that goal. Then once we get to that goal, I mean, we'll have to set up a new goal, but that we'll talk about when we get to that point. But I mean, that right there is it, right? When you visualize, when you really just see yourself doing the things that you set out to do, it makes a world of difference, and no one can take that away from you. When you visualize daily, you align your thoughts and feelings with your vision. This makes it easier to maintain the motivation you need to continue taking the necessary actions. Again, it comes back to, well, I feel a certain way about the lives I'm going to change, the stories I'll tell, the bonds and friendships and relationships I have create, and will continue to keep creating and maintaining, seeing all these people grow. When you see that in your mind, when your mind's eye sees it, and it feeds you that nonstop daily, where you cannot help but to think, to daydream about the possibilities, then you got it. Then you've got it, and you can use that as a tool, as a weapon for you to defend yourself against all the negative energy that may try to come at you. Visualization can be a powerful aid to overcoming self-limiting habits such as procrastination and to taking the actions necessary to achieve your goals. No, it's funny. I was visualizing, right? And I have a particular story. There was an Instagram post that you might have seen on my feed where I was talking about a ruler and how I broke this ruler. I'd watched this particular self-worth method course by Trent Shelton. By the way, super grateful for him for that course, because that put my self-worth perspective into overdrive. That particular course right there. But more to the main point, there was a video that I meant to do that I didn't get around to it because of, well, procrastination. There's really no excuse other than procrastination. But I finally saw myself, and mind you, I'm also leaving for the East Coast. I'm actually going to be spending this week in the East Coast for Thanksgiving with family. I actually leave on a flight at 4 o'clock today, 4 p.m. today. So we're going to record this, get this out, and then then I got to get a few things done, and then I'm out of here. But I'm coming back now. The point is that I knew that it was important for me to get this video because I saw myself doing this video, and I realized how important it was for me to do this video. And if I didn't do this video, then my vision would be absolutely just fantasy. However, I made sure that instead of it becoming fantasy, I turned that into a reality, and now we've got the particular video created. And as far as when I decide to upload that video, well, I'll work on that, right? But taking that step, the first step, which is creating the video, doing that, and then making the post about it, that is now the catalyst for me to finish out what I've already started, because the first step in all this was visualizing it in my head. Create your vision board. Now, this could be a poster board on which you post images of what you want to have, who you want to become, what you want to do, where you want to live, etc. It gives you something tangible to focus on during your visualization. So, one of my big visualizations, if you will, is, and you've seen this on some of my backgrounds on my deeper mindset videos or when I interview certain people, but you'll notice that there is a background, and I've had this background for a while now, just going back to a year ago. You know, I just found this background when I was working with Gobi Trade House at the time. And I decided, hey, I want this background. This looks pretty cool. Scrooge McDuck jumping into a pile of gold and, you know, Donald Duck watching. And I do want that. Now, I don't want to be the guy that just jumps in money and just hoards it, mind you. Again, there's a bigger purpose to collecting the figures, as I've already stated. But the idea is that if I can visualize and see in my background every day of this character jumping into a pile of gold, then ultimately I see myself jumping into a pile of cash figuratively, because I really wouldn't just have it lying around. I would, you know, put that to work, right? But the idea is that that is what I consider my own vision board, based on the vision that I see and that I have for myself. Keep in mind that although creating a vision board is fun, nothing changes in your life without action. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Action must be taken. Otherwise, the knowledge that you receive, the knowledge, and I remember hearing this, knowledge is not power. We got to stop telling yourself that knowledge is power. Knowledge is potential power. And it only becomes power when you take the action and implement the action that you've learned from knowledge. Once you do that, then that becomes power. Vision boards are for dreaming. Action boards are for achieving. While looking at your vision board every day may increase your motivation and help you stay focused on your goals, know that only taking the necessary actions will get you real-time results. So again, I go back to my last video. Visualizing myself doing it is nice, and it's motivation, it's inspiring. But unless I took that action to create that video, then that's all that it would have been, just action and nothing else. And so I do visualize myself making these 10, 11, 12 counting figures. I see myself having bigger account balances on these trades, on these financial instruments. I see all of that. I visualize all of that. However, until I take the actions, or until we, I should say, take the actions to continue to practice, continue to grow our accounts, continue to learn throughout the journey, then all this is just dreams. You know, we don't make it reality until we actually put in the work that's needed to create the reality. Now, everything does start with a dream. I completely agree with that. However, if you have just a dream and nothing else, again, it's just fantasy. There's nothing real with that. So as you continue to visualize and as you continue to practice that technique, do understand to make sure that the only way, or one of the only ways, that you'll be able to successfully achieve what you want, able to affirm what you want, able to visualize what you want to be, visualize what you want to become, is you must take the action that's necessary to move forward with the person that you desire and that you're destined to become. All right, everybody. So I'm going to get into another sell trade right here. We could see that the down arrow that's now just moved to the next candle right here. It was at the previous candle. And so we're going to go ahead and get ourselves into that second sell trade right there. And we're going to go ahead and allow these trades to play out. So we'll see what happens in the next 30 minutes with Platinum. And then Dash, we are going to get ourselves into a sell trade. We have a sell arrow that just formed. Just taking a look, I'm going to go ahead and close this trade that was in profit. So now we have one sell trade for Dash. So we've got two sell trades for Platinum, one sell trade for Dash. I've got nothing for oil, nothing for gold, nothing for LTC, nothing for Cardano, nothing for Doge, nothing for silver, nothing for US oil, nothing for gold versus euro, nothing for OMG USD, and nothing for XRP as of yet. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and continue to monitor these trades, and any further update that I can give you guys, I will definitely let you know. All right, everybody. So I wanted to come back and just inform you on what happened with Platinum. So as of right now, Platinum, we did end up blowing that account right there. That's perfectly all right. Again, we understand that throughout this journey, there are going to be incidents like this. So Platinum, we're going to go ahead and take a break for the rest of the day, and we'll get working on that tomorrow. Just to give us a little bit of peace on that point right there. But XRP, OMG, a gold versus euro, we have nothing there. US oil, nothing there. Silver, nothing there. Doge, nothing there. Cardano, nothing there. LTC USD, nothing there. Gold, I did miss an opportunity on gold, but that's okay. We'll definitely be able to move forward with the next one when that comes about. UK oil at the moment, there's nothing there, and Dash, we ultimately ended up taking a small loss on that. So I went ahead and I closed that particular trade out. It was a sell trade, I believe, and we just placed another buy, opened up another buy trade so we can zero out that trade. So with that being said, I'm still going to be on the lookout for further opportunities as we move along, and when I have a further update for you guys, I will let you know. All right, everybody. So I want to come back. We do have Cardano pulled up, and we do have a buy opportunity. The buy arrow did appear with this candle right here that just closed. A new candle just opened on the 15 minutes. So I'm looking at my highest sell trade that's in profit. I'm going to go ahead and close that out. And that will allow us to make sure that we get into a buy opportunity. And I can see exactly why we're doing this, because even though we were in a downtrend before, right? I do see that there is a double top right here. Now, for those who don't know, a double top, and again, it's not necessarily important about, if we want to keep this as simple as possible, but the idea is by seeing a double top, so we have a point where price failed to create a lower low, and now is starting to go ahead and continue to go up and break this particular high point right here. That tells us instead of a downtrend, we're going to be looking more so towards an uptrend. So with that being said, that allows me to make sure that I can confirm that buy arrow is there. I know exactly why the buy arrow is there, and we're going to go ahead and take this buy opportunity for Cardano. As far as everything else is concerned, nothing on Dash, nothing on UK oil, nothing on gold, nothing on LTC, nothing on Doge, nothing on silver, nothing on US oil, nothing on gold versus zero, nothing on OMG USD, nothing on XRP. And again, Platinum, we're just going to take a break because that account is busted at the moment. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and continue to work on Cardano, see where this takes us. And for any further updates, I'll keep you guys posted. So stay tuned. All right, everybody. So I can see that Cardano has moved over to the next candle. The buy arrow has moved over to the next candle. That is close with the buy arrow still intact. So it looks like we're still in a uptrend with Cardano. And we can go ahead and get ourselves into another buy position. So I'm going to close this particular trade that is in profit, this sell trade that was in profit. So now we have two buy trades going on for Cardano at this particular moment. I've got nothing on Dash, nothing on UK oil, nothing on gold, nothing on LTC, nothing on Doge, nothing on silver, nothing on US oil, nothing on gold versus zero, nothing on OMG, nothing on XRP, and nothing on platinum as of yet. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and continue to monitor these trades, and any further updates I can give you guys, I will definitely let you know. All right, everybody. So let me move that out of the way. But that's going to go ahead and do it for today's trading. We did take a loss on Cardano, so that's okay. Many more opportunities to come during our trading journey together. But of course, before we go, I am going to make sure that all my trades are zeroed out. So Cardano is zeroed out, Dash is zeroed out, LTC USD is zeroed out, OMG USD is zeroed out, UK oil is zeroed out, gold is zeroed out, Doge is zeroed out. Silver versus USD is zeroed out. Gold versus euro is zeroed out. XRP USD is zeroed out. Platinum, well, we took a loss there. And US oil is zeroed out as well. So with that being said, that's going to do it for day 53. I'm grateful to each and every one of you that continue to support and watch the channel and the content that's on here. As far as any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below on the YouTube video. Otherwise, you can reach me on Facebook at Jordan Rosario. You can reach out to me on Instagram at Jordan Rosario777, and you can reach out to me on Twitter at WC_Empresario as well. So we're gonna have tomorrow, day 54. Only because I'll be at a hotel in Washington, D.C. tomorrow, and by tomorrow I mean November 22nd. I will need to determine the best way to get that video out to you guys. So bear with me if it's on a delay, if it's a little late. However, I will make sure that we get that recorded and upload to YouTube, whether it's that day, the next day, and then of course Thanksgiving with all the craziness there. But I'll try to make sure we get that content out to you in some shape or form or another. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Everybody have an absolutely amazing rest of your day. And as always, happy trading.